All right, guys, welcome to another episode on the podcast. Got my boy Squints, my friend Andrew, and Kivare. Quick little backstory. I met Andrew through my friend Mike, Knockout Lights, who lost all of his everything. His last 27 years of everything he built washed away. And Andrew was nice enough to give all of his profits from his company for the last 30 days to Mike to help his family start all over. And we connected the other day, and I was like, that message really hit home to me. So I was like, just come on the podcast and let's just shoot the shit and talk about what you do and how you're coaching him, and let's talk about life and where you see it all going.
Yeah,
God bless you for doing that, bro.
Appreciate
that's a cool
it, man.
thing, you know?
Yeah, no, appreciate it, man. So the business is called stockmarketwolf, and I've been in business since 2017, teaching people. I have over 9,400 students, and in November and December of last year, I have this program where I give out courses and people get to trade with me Monday through Friday. So it's kind of like this cool, it's almost like a gamer kind of setup, you know, where it's everyone's trading live together and we're all there helping each other out. But in November, December of last year, we got a lot of signups totaling over 7 figures. And, you know, none of this stuff happened yet with Mike, right? And so January rolls around, January 9th to be exact, and I see everything on his wife's profile page of just everything getting wiped out. And at first I couldn't believe it. I was like, all right, someone edited, like make it to like some weird movie scene or something. But then I was like, no, this is real. So I call Mike right away, and I'm there within not even 20 minutes. And the funny thing was, I get there and I have the Raptor, and the mud just takes me, and I go deep into the mud. I can't even get out.
You're done.
I'm done. I can't even get out. So before I even get to his house, I'm like not even 2 houses away. And I call Mike. I'm like, hey, man, I'm here. But before I can help you, you got to pull me out. so he pulls me out with the tractor.
This is on the road. Like,
this is on the road.
Right before
Willard. Yeah. Right before. And so we get there, and I look at everything. And I had met Mike 3 years ago through shooting and doing all that stuff. And I just became like a leech, bro. I was there all the time getting lessons with Dave Manning. I don't know if you met Dave yet. And then I would do all of Mike's courses, and I did his week-long instructor course. And once I got that, I was there all the time. So I built a good relationship. And when I saw everything, I was heartbroken, you know. And then I saw Haley, you know, 4 years old, and I have 3 kids myself. Yeah. And I was just like, I felt horrible. So I told Mike, I was like, I looked him out in the eye. And my thing, and what I've always been told is, you know, when you say something and your word is your bond, right? Mm-hmm. So I looked at him and I was like, I'm going to get you back in your house. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, I'm going to get you back in your house no matter what. And so he trusted me. And ever since then, today's day 36, minus this podcast today, I've been there every single day since. Boots on the floor, digging out mud, doing whatever. But then I started to realize this is going to cost a lot of money. A ton of money, right? Not to mention his house had, you know, 3 feet of standing mud water, right? A mud pool, essentially. Got to get completely gutted. He has his daughter's home, and he has 2 barns, and not to include the range in which how he made his income. All of it gone overnight. So I was like, man, this is going to cost probably north of $1 million at least bare minimum, right? So I told him, you know, I think the best way in which I can make you money, in the best, aside from maybe trading for you or something, is I get signups, and in November, December, we made 7 figures just through signups. So I'll give you 100% of the proceeds until we hit whatever figure you want to hit. And I've been doing that since January 9th. Every single sign up has gone to him and helping to raise income. In total today, we have north of 300 members that have signed up, and they get value in return. So they get the course material, and then I trade with them Monday through Friday, and I go step by step of, hey, this is where I'm looking to get in, this is where I'm looking to get out. And the courses take you from not knowing anything at all to being able to trade with me Monday through Friday and understand what's going on. And we take mitigated risk, and majority of people make that $750 one-time payment back within 2 to 4 weeks. I have somebody on, there's days, Key, where we have people that make $4,000 in 11 minutes.
He's being modest right now. Many people make it back in a day or two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I've seen it firsthand, live with him. You know, even when I'm traveling, I've seen it in the chat. People make it back in 1 to 2 days. A lot of times.
Yeah.
He's being very modest.
Yeah. And so, and when you look at it, even just making $100 a day, there's 252 trading days in a year. And let's just say you played with 1,000 and made 10% of that. That's $100. Well, $100 times 252 is $25K. You paid $750 for the program. You made $25K. That's 33 times your investment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's life changing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so that's why Mike wanted to do it, because they started the GoFund, and the GoFund did well, but we started to realize more and more people were signing up for this because it's a value thing.
Yeah.
Mike's getting value from them by them donating essentially, and then they're getting value from the material that they learn. And then my value in it is I get to help family, and I get to help these people maybe make some life-changing impact. You know, there's been police officers that have been retired that have been messaging me, and they're like, dude, you don't have no idea. I was forced to retire because I got injured on the job, or stay-at-home moms, or whatever. You have no idea what this means. And people make profit. And so that's the whole thing that I've been doing with Mike. And, man, it's just been awesome to see all the support and stuff, you know. So
For those listening that or watching that don't know, California got hit with a crazy ass rainstorm.
Yep.
And Mike's property was in a certain area that basically flooded out and washed away and created a new river.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because of all of this rainfall, and connected some other stuff. So like you said, overnight, a flash flood type situation.
Yep.
He lost everything.
Everything overnight, just gone. Your life
27 years of everything.
Of investment over the course of those years.
In Southern California, which is this doesn't happen.
No, and to rebuy back some of that thing, you're talking about, you bought some of that stuff 27 years ago. 27 years fast forward, you're talking about 3 to 4 times the cost of what it cost back then.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. You know, even just a simple drill, you know. So
It was really sad to see when I was there the other day. Like,
yeah.
Terrible. On a brighter note, what brought you to
trading?
To trading, yeah.
So it starts off a little dark, but it starts off a little dark.
Always a little darkness.
I'm not gonna
before
fuck
the light,
around and
you
lie. You know, so I was a single dad at the age of 19. I had went to St. Bonaventure High School, played football. We were state championships all the time, and so I thought, even at 5'6", man, I'm a little fucker, right? But I thought I was gonna, you know, maybe go to college and play or walk on or do something. And I had got accepted to a university, and then I find out as soon as I graduate high school, I'm about to have a baby. And I'm like, oh shit. So I tell my parents, and keep in mind, my siblings are A+ students. So I all of a sudden go to just being the fucking black sheep of the whole family, you know, just like, what the fuck, you know, Drew. And 19 years old, so I end up not going to university. I go to a JC, and I'm raising my son, and I'm working at Champ Sports, making $7.25 an hour.
wow.
And I'm only working 20 hours every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's barely $200 a month. Barely, you know. And I drove this truck. I called her Big Birthday. It was my Ford Expedition. And I barely had enough money to just go to get gas to go to work in school.
Yeah.
And I get fired from Champs. And on that same day that I was coming home, my mom calls me and says, hey, I need you to buy diapers for Tay. That's my oldest son. He was 13 now. He said, hey, I need you to buy diapers for Tay. So I'm like, okay. So I go to what was Babies R Us still. And I go in, just a little pack, you know, and car doesn't go through. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then I get home, and my mom was like, where's the diapers? I was like, oh, my car didn't go through. And then I get the earful. Well, he's lucky you got a good job, blah, 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 right? I was like, well, actually, I just got fired, Mom. And it was the lowest point in my life. Like, and because I've always been taught, you know, there's a difference between someone who raises their kid. There, you know, any guy can have a kid, but it takes a man to raise one, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I had him, and again, I'm a single dad. At 6 weeks, when he was 6 weeks old, it was just me raising him with the help of my mom and dad. And so I was like, all right, I got to do something. So I went into Barnes and Noble, And I've always been a book nerd. I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about 3 major components: real estate, business, and investing. And I was like, well, I ain't got fucking money to buy a house. I don't know what to do for business, but investing seems kind of cool because I've always been into gaming. And I was like, hey, I could do this on the computer. So I read that whole book there because I couldn't afford to buy it. And every single weekend after it, I would have my dad take me to the public library, and I would get books on trading, on investing, on money, on finance. And in the meantime, I was going to school. And my days would consist of getting up at 6 a.m., go to school, be done by like 3, come home for a little bit, spend time with Tay, then I end up getting another job, and then coming home, studying for school, and then spending from like midnight to 2 a.m. reading all of these books. Every single day, from the age of 19 till about 24.
Wow.
And long story short, today I have 2 master's degrees, a Master of Science in Biotechnology with an emphasis in biomedical tissue engineering, an MBA with an emphasis in finance and management, and a BS degree in bio. And I ended up working in 2014 at Amgen, and that was also the other turning point for me. Like when I got that job, I started as a temp, and I remember crying, and I felt like I made it a little bit, you know. And I was like, okay, all I've ever needed in life is just an opportunity, you know. Just give me an opportunity, and I'll make it happen. And I started putting that money into things that I've been reading and learning, and being a science nerd, I put it all into biotechs. So from 2014 to 2016, I was making money I'd never had made before, and 7/8 of it I didn't even need. All went into stocks. 2014, 2016, I make my first $1 million. Then I read this book by Grant Cardone called The 10X Rule. And it talks about essentially if you can make $1,000, you can make 10,000. If you can make 10,000, you can make 100,000, and so on. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I just made $1 million. How can I make this faster? So I started getting into day trading, and I blew a $25,000 account. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just essentially glorified gambling, right? Mm-hmm. And it went away. But before it went away, I was making money. I was making $5,000 in a day, $20,000 in a day. I was like, oh, this is great. But then there's days I lost $30,000, lost $20,000. I was like, okay, this ain't gonna work. Next thing you know, I'm down everything. I lose it all. And I'm like, okay. But what I saw was an opening, right? Where it's like, bro, how can you make, in 1 hour, how can I make $20,000? So I was like, I gotta figure this out. So I spent years after that studying and getting it down, and got it down to a point. In 2017, I started the Stock Market Wolf business. My wife encouraged me, and it was right when we had our second son. And, well, my second son, her first son. And started with 0 members, 0 followers, and just little by little started to improve my trading and go from trading just like what was called penny stocks, and go from doing penny stocks to trading options. And little by little, it's grown into what it is. And you know, it's, and the stories that I receive back now is like what motivates me. And you know, just last year, trading wise, I made $7.7 million just from trading options 1 to 2 hours out of my day.
Wow.
And I went from this guy making $7.25 an hour.
Yeah.
And I tell people, if I can do it, you can do it. The only thing is just, it's a mindset, you know? So that's how it all went down, bro.
Wow. That's an amazing story.
It's wild.
And you obviously put in the work, you know?
Yeah.
You know, the discipline to school, and then continue to self-educate, and then continue to apply it and to lose and get back. I mean, you know, nothing in life comes without, you know, trials and tribulations, you know, so to speak. But like you said, if you have an opportunity and you put, you know, faith and positive force in that direction, then it usually turns out well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, 100%.
What's the you know, you like giving people an opportunity to do something that they can do in their spare time that can change their life, you know?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Are you a full-time trader?
No. So the funny thing was, this whole time I've been at Amgen still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went from working in the lab to then providing oversight to then becoming a manager of the quality assurance team, and I have a team of 8 people. And after New Year's, I went into work and I was like, man, I don't want to be here anymore. So I went in to retire. I was like, hey man, and it's funny because everybody at Amgen knows that I trade. And I'm not talking about just like people that work in the building with me. There's VPs and executives that hit me up and like, hey bro, what are we trading this week? These are guys that make like 500 G's a month, you know. They're like, what are we trading this week? And so I went in, and as soon as I called it, the guy's like, I know what this is about, Drew. I know you're ready to retire, bro. At the age of 32, I know you're ready to retire. And the reason I want to retire, you know, my kids are young, and with Tay, I missed out on so much. I never missed a game. I never missed school or like his school events or plays. I never missed that. But I missed out on
the day-to-day stuff.
On his first steps.
Yeah.
The first time he crawled.
Yeah.
You know, the first time he did stuff. And I've said this story so much, I try not to get emotional, but you know, you miss out on life.
Life, yeah.
You know, and you know, I see my 5-year-old, and he's already having his friends in school, and he has a little crush for Valentine's Day, and you know, and then I have my 1.5-year-old, and with him, he had life-saving surgery at 6 months. We almost didn't even have him.
Wow.
And it made me reflect on that. I'm like, man, I just want my time. So I went in to retire, and he's like, well, what can we do for you? And so long story short, they were able to figure out an online gig where I just kind of do projects and stuff. But so I'm still at Amgen. I'm still at Amgen, and
but
people
they worked around your schedule.
Yeah, and people are always like, man, why do you work and you make $7 million trading? You have a trading business that makes millions of dollars. You have real estate. You have other businesses. Why do you do it? And for me, you know, I'm a very deep person, bro. Like, and it's funny because, like, when people meet me, I cuss all the fucking time. I have fucking tattoos. I shoot. You'll never know. But, you know, for me, my thing, it's not about money. It's about leaving this world better than what you started off with, but then leaving a legacy behind. And your legacy is your name. How people remember your name, how they speak of it, and especially how your children feel when they talk about you, right? And do I want my kids to be like, oh, you know, dad worked all his life? No, I want them to know, hey, dad hung out with me all the time. He was there for me. And then he did all this cool stuff for people because it's leading by example. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing. My son, my 13-year-old, he was like, Dad, why don't you just cut a check for Mike? And I'm like, doesn't work that way, son. And so when he sees me over there in the mud,
and Mike wouldn't even take a check.
And Mike wouldn't even take a check. No. You know, yeah, he wouldn't even take a check.
I think Mike wanted to kill whoever started the GoFundMe. He's like, because he doesn't want to ask for help.
No, he doesn't want to ask for help. You know,
as a hardworking man, pride is something that it's hard to ask for help sometimes.
Yeah,
especially when you're self-made. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And so, where was I getting at?
You're telling your son that.
It's not about that. It's, you know, helping people out. And so he sees that, and that's how I'm leading by example.
Bro. Yeah.
You know.
100%. Do you take him to the ranch to show him part of it?
Yep. He's been at so on Thursdays and on Saturdays is when they go, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday they got school and stuff. Yeah. And Thursdays they get out early, so my wife takes them, and my wife goes and helps Liz, and then the kids, my 5-year-old and the 1.5-year-old, they go play with Haley, and then my 13-year-old, he's with me in the grind. I'm like, hey bro, I need you to do this, I need you to do this. And the first day he didn't really kind of get it, but then after he's like, oh no, yeah, I get it, Dad. And it's that type of stuff where I was getting back of leaving a legacy and leaving your name. Amgen, we do so much for people with cancer and Alzheimer's. I lost 2 grandparents to those different illnesses, and so I get fulfillment from that. Why own a stock business if you make $7 million? Why not just do it for free? Well, one, people don't. If you give someone something for free, then they're likely not going to do it. Right? They're not going to want it, or they're going to do it for a couple of days and they're just going to let it go. It's like, hey, it's free. But when you start adding a price, then you make them do it.
And
but
your price is nominal. It's not like,
dude, it's $750. It's not going to make you or break you.
It's something that is enough for somebody that doesn't have it to know that it's a goal limit.
It's the goal to make, yeah.
But also, it's nominal enough for somebody to say, I can take a risk on this.
Yeah.
It's not somebody asking me for 10 stacks to
do
learn
something.
Some business secret or something.
Right.
You know,
it's achievable.
It's a very fair fee to learn a new
skill.
Trade.
Yeah, 100%. And so I get fulfillment. Man, I had this guy living in a van He only had $5K to his name, had a phone that he was trading off of when he first started. Fast forward 3 years, guy has a little condo averaging about $1,000 every other day.
Amazing. That's a great gig.
Bro, like, you know, but
15 grand a
He's
month.
making
15 grand a month,
Yeah.
6 figures.
Right.
living the lifestyle
Living
that he chooses
instead of going from a van
at his own time.
on his own time, dude.
pace.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's the beautiful thing about finance is that
yeah,
you know you can set aside this amount of time and these hours and hit goals.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%,
That's really cool.
bro. Yeah,
And very, very, very helpful as well, you know?
Yeah,
And I
man.
think you have a mindset that most people don't get, like the bigger picture. you
until
know?
later, bro.
Yeah.
until
It's
later.
cool at a young age that you've been able
Yeah.
to figure that out, become
Yeah.
successful from hardship, and then pay it forward
Yeah.
and teach the hard work behind that as well, you know?
No, yeah, 100%. And I feel like, you know, truthfully, like every negative thing, and I wouldn't say having my son at 19 was a negative thing. It's been the biggest blessing of my life. But I feel like everybody has a turning point in life, and you could either fucking stand up and grow some fucking nuts and take it on, or you could be a bitch about it and
Yeah.
just fucking cry all the fucking time of my life is so hard or my life is this. My very first student was a single mom with 3 kids and worked
That's
multiple jobs,
That's
bro.
a stacked deck, bro.
That's a stacked deck, bro. Just being a fucking parent, bro. I'm at home. Key's been at my house for 3 days. Bro, my son took a shit today, and I was like, fuck, bro. Like, I'm in the middle of trading, babe. You change your shit. I'm not changing shit, right? Imagine just being a single parent now, and now you got to deal with wiping all that ass and going to work and dealing with all the bullshit. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a fucking shit ton. And so,
Especially depends on the level of Code Brown.
yeah, bro. Oh man, I was trading the other day. And this is last week, and I'm sitting there trading, and my son, he comes into the office every once in a while, and then I put him down. He kind of does his things, but we got baby gates, so I'm not even really worried. And I come home, and my wife's like, I just hear, "Oh my god." Dude took his fucking diaper off, and there was shit.
Yeah.
We have a $20,000. There was shit on our couch. We had to go and get the carpet cleaner to come out and vacuum everything. It was gnarly.
Yeah.
And
You told me the couch I was laying on?
yeah, bro. This exact spot.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
This exact spot, bro.
The boys tend to.
Yeah, bro.
have
They
a
don't
mind
give
of their
no
own a little
fucks,
bit.
bro. They just want their dicks out. Fucking.
It's a little bit different. I have
Yeah.
1 boy and 3 girls, so
Oh,
I get
okay.
it. I've
Yeah.
seen the trade off, and
Yeah.
Those
bro.
kids
How
still
old's your son?
my son is 4. He'll be 5 in July.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Yeah, just
Yeah,
wait
so-
till they're 13, bro.
Oh, I already know.
2 showers a day right now. My son's
My
taking,
oldest,
bro. I'm like, bro.
my oldest is a girl. She's 20 now, so she's
Okay.
like almost self-sufficient.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got her out of the house. I'm
Yeah,
paying,
yeah,
I'm paying
yeah.
her rent, but
Yeah.
but you know, baby
Yeah.
steps, right?
Yeah.
I had to start the all right, now you're an adult, you live by yourself, and I'm
Yeah.
still, you know, she works and does her thing, but you know, slowly she can start taking
Absolutely.
responsibility for her stuff, and then
Yeah,
that's
then
how it
you're good.
works, bro.
Yeah, man.
One down, 3 to go. and, you know, it keeps me young and
Yeah.
always thinking, you know.
Yeah, man.
How'd you guys meet? How'd you get involved with the trading as well? Keith?
Stock Market Wolf brand. So, man, for me, you know, I played in the NFL 2016. I was drafted in the 3rd round. You know, pretty decent money, pretty decent signing bonus. And you have this vision. I went to the University of Notre Dame because I also knew football wasn't going to last forever. Like, I had this dream when I was a kid to play in the NFL.
Mhm.
And it was one of those dreams where I told people I was going to make it. It wasn't more, like he talked about mindset. I never had another career that I thought about doing. It was more so like, I'm going to make it. I have to because I grew up in the projects, single mom. I watched my mom struggle. So that was my main focus. So when I got drafted in 2016, you know, my agent sent me the contract. So I seen the money I was about to be making. You think it's going to last a little longer, right? You think it's going to last a little longer than it does. And it actually doesn't. I got released in 2019. No income's coming in. So I have this nest of money that I have, you know, that was invested, my financial advisor, myself, some real estate, but there's no actual income, active income coming in. And I think Warren Buffett says, if you only have one income, you're one income away from being broke.
Exactly.
No matter how big that income was. Like if you don't have multiple streams of income coming in. So in 2019, I was a free agent for predominantly the whole year, and I felt this tension of, I'm taking out a lot of my money, but I'm not putting none back. So even though I wasn't broke, I had this feeling and vibe and aura of this can go eventually. 2020, you know, COVID, I got signed half the year, but due to COVID, I couldn't get signed early on. So that 2019 free agency.
So you're like a year and a half.
A year and a half. I think it was literally close to about a year and a half. I didn't have any income. So I was just taking from my nest. So that already, I was like, I need to figure out something. I need to figure something out. 2021 comes around. My mentor, big brother, Jay Cohen, he also mentors him in trading. He was doing his own day trading at the time. And I was, you know, what is that? I want to bring some income. I don't want just my financial advisor to handle all my long-term stocks and, you know, go with the ebbs and flows of the market. I want to be able to make money on my own.
Yeah.
Self-sufficient, right? Mm-hmm. So he started to show me what that looks like, but us together, we couldn't find our own edge. There was a day, I started day trading in 2021. I lost $5,000 in like $5,200 in one day. About 10% of my account that I had at the time. His rule, just to fast forward, is don't lose no more than 1 to 3% per trade, no more than 4 to 5% per day. I lost 10% on the trade.
Yeah.
That was the day I DM'd him, and I was like, I didn't ask for much, and this is going to show his humility and who he is. I DM'd, hey man, you know, I heard you, I see what you do. You know, this is literally after he made $1 million in a day. He's not going to tell you guys that. I'm going to tell you guys that. He's the real deal. So, you know, I'm seeing, you know, him making his money, but I'm also seeing the testimonials of people, you know, that he's helped. So I DM'd him, was like, you got any advice? Like, how'd you find your edge? I just need some help. Like, you know, what can I do to, you know, get on the other side of this? He was like, you know what, man? Like, since you reached out, let me help you out. Let me mentor you, and I can just show you how to do this. And again, in exchange, just help me build my brand and help me build my relationship with other people and extend my reach. It wasn't nothing about money. It was about helping him extend his reach, extend his brand, extend, you know, me to bring some people possibly in my field to help out, because there's people in my field that don't know how to take care of money. And he understood that. Like, we had that talk the first time, like, let's talk about money first.
They get big money early.
We get big money, then it goes away, right? Yeah. And then we don't.
Cocaine and hookers.
Like most people's life financially does this. NFL player, we do this and we go down because there's no other job that's going to just off the jump pay what you did. I was 23 years old making 6-7 figures. Doesn't really happen coming out of college. So that's how our relationship is. It's just a DM led to this, led to us being right here, and it's his humility, him taking, me having trust in him, but him having trust in me to. First day he told us, he's like, how serious are you with this? I'm not going to waste my time unless you're serious, because I have people that really want to do this. And he said, like, the first, couple days we were up till 3, 4 a.m., right? Like, literally
3, 4 a.m.
He's
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row. I'm on the East Coast, he's on the West Coast. 12 o'clock for him was 3 o'clock for me. But he's breaking it down on how to really go about this day trading. And as an athlete, for me, again, I'm a free agent now, and I want to get back into the league currently, but you know, being able to have this time and have this mentor and just be able to see what it takes to actually make money. Like I said, I'm blessed to be able to meet him, but literally start off as a DM, just trying to make something happen.
So I had a question of, I saw your computer setup, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
One big screen, like 2 on top. Does every person need that? Because obviously you're catering to different levels, like what I might be starting at or what Jay might be starting at. Can you just do it on your laptop or your phone if that's in your budget, or do you need to like go on OfferUp and score a second screen for like $50?
Got it. No, for sure. So setup wise, I don't recommend the phone. It's just hard. It's only good for the P Hub, not good for trading. No, for trading, a laptop is all you need to start. You know, it's kind of like the same concept that I talk about. Like, I see sometimes girls in LA with like these $3,000 fucking purses and $2 in the purse. You know, I'd rather have, I'm not a bitch, I'd rather have a wallet that's $2 and have $1,000 in it. You know what I mean? So you don't need a $10,000 setup. You just need something to get the job done. So you go on Amazon, and the only recs that you need, the only requirements is 15 to 17 inch screen, because you can't look it on an AirBook. What are the AirBooks, right? The Mac Airs. Yeah, they're too small. 15 to 17 inch screen, a laptop that has at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you go on Amazon, type that in, 15 to 17 inch screen, 16 gigabyte RAM, laptop.
So I could do it. I could like airdrop it to my TV even at home. Huh?
Oh yeah, you could even have your screen be your big TV screen be the screen, right?
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, and so in that case, you could have a Mac.
Yeah, you're just chilling on your Mac. And then
you could have a little MacBook Air, and you could open it up on your TV, right?
Yeah.
So that's all you need. And
is it a brokerage account, or what are you operating off of?
TD Ameritrade.
Okay.
That's what I use. Back in the day, we just saw the Netflix show Eat the Rich, and everyone was using Robinhood. Don't use anything non-reliable. Not I don't-
Robinhood is
It's like a beginner-friendly app
no, I
that
know what
people
it
use.
is, but is it because they throttle it at certain times or things like that? Is that why you say that?
No, with the type of trading that I do, you want to be able to read the charts really well, and you want to be able to execute your trade while reading the chart at the same time. And the TD Ameritrade has this great
It's a real
software
chart.
called Thinkorswim, and it's just fucking the tits, bro.
Okay, cool.
And
So they've done the hard
they've
work.
done all the hard work, you know. And so you use their software, and all you need is a laptop. Now, if you're gonna get in the streams with me,
It's
you
like
buy
a
a
Twitch
laptop
setup?
and you buy a portable monitor.
Mhm.
Go on Amazon, you can find one for less than $150. Same size screen, right? Get a 16-inch portable monitor. The 16-inch portable monitor could probably cost $150. To get a decent laptop, MSI or Lenovo or something, maybe let's just call it $700. $850 investment versus a $10,000 freaking, you know, big old screen, dual monitors, the fucking best PC in the world. Don't need all that right away.
Yeah.
Start with that. And the cool thing I like about it, that's actually my travel setup. Whenever I go somewhere, like we stayed in New York for about 3 weeks, we were in Utah for a month, we go different places, I just take my laptop and my portable monitor. And I use my monitor to host my stream, and I use my laptop to trade.
Cool.
That's it. That's all you need. And a gaming mouse. You don't want to rely on the little trackpad, just a gaming wired mouse. So you don't gotta. And that's it. That's all you need. And then once you start building up your account, once you find out that you like to do it, then
Bells
hey,
and whistles if you want.
then you get the bells and whistles, right?
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, that's all you need to start, man. And so it's very attainable. Just like the lifetime program, it's attainable.
Yeah, you're not-
I could save for a $500 laptop.
Yeah, or
What-
go on OfferUp and try
Yeah,
and score
or
something
offer
even
up.
trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Facebook
true.
Marketplace, whatever, right?
Yeah. What do you like to trade most? Like and what do you look for in a company or in a type of stock? Like what is what is your
What is my
your
thing?
target?
Yeah. So investing wise, I'm invested in a lot of companies, and I've been investing since 2009. So I have never sold any of those shares in terms of my investment portfolio. So I still got Facebook, went back since 2009. Those shares, I still have Amazon, Netflix, Google, Tesla, OLED, the S&P 500.
So even when they went through the roof, you still held.
I still held. And that's the whole point of investing, is to keep holding it. Moderna, Johnson & Johnson,
Ooh,
Disney,
cute, I love.
Coca-Cola, AMD. Those are all stocks that
Long-term
IBM that
dividend
I've held,
or
and some of them
long-term
pay
old
dividends,
stocks.
right? And I just keep adding to those, right?
Mhm.
Those are, even like when Tesla dropped to 100, everyone
Yeah.
panicked. I put $1 million in that bitch.
Did you?
I put $1 million in that bitch, and then it's up to 200. I just made $1 million in like less than a month.
I know.
But not even having a day
I wanted to
trade.
go throw some
Yeah.
money in it. When
Yeah,
I seen
not
that
even
side
having a day
too,
trade.
dog. I wanted to
Yeah,
load
I'm
on
like,
it
this
'cause I
is my
already
long
know.
term. This is my
I
long
already
term.
know, bro.
This is my long term.
Okay.
You
You're
know,
gonna let that ride?
I just let it ride. Those are my
But you
long
think
terms. I
Tesla's
just let it
not
ride.
going nowhere, bro.
It's not going nowhere, bro. It's not going nowhere. But in terms of the
They
trading,
say it's overvalued. It's over
Yeah,
this. It's
no, bro.
But I see it as
Elon's
I
the
drive a
fucking man,
Tesla.
dude.
I see tons of value still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Every time I go charge my car, I see
yeah,
value.
yeah,
Tell me a car
100%.
company that owns the gas station,
bro.
Let
100%,
alone
dude.
the IP and all of the
Oh, bro,
information
don't
and everything
even
that
start
it's
with that,
gathering at all
dude.
times, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Okay.
Stuff I'm investing in now is obviously like AI, right?
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence. I mean, there's a fucking McDonald's in Texas, I heard, that is fully automated.
Mhm.
No fucking workers, just fully automated.
I mean, that makes sense for that.
It
Money.
makes fucking sense.
It's really hard to find somebody that's
Yeah.
capable of working for that wage even at this point.
At this point, yeah, they're not. And then there's biotech companies that are in the AI space and does a whole lot. I mean, they're looking at flying jets remotely, right? A bunch of fucking shit related
Is
to
this
AI.
stuff that you day trade as well?
So
That's like speculative stuff.
biotechs, I will day trade,
Uh-huh.
and that's what I used to do for the past 12 years. Is I used to trade small cap biotech stocks, and so when they would hit with like FDA approval, news or earnings, some of them bitches went from $1 to $20 in one day.
Yeah. Huge,
some
huge change.
some within a month. You're talking about maybe a $5 stock going to north of 200
Yeah.
due to like FDA approval, like it's a first in class, cancer therapeutic or something, right? Or immunotherapy, right?
And you
Huge.
watch these for a long time.
I'll watch them, I'll read up on them, and I understand the science, so I get it, right?
Yeah.
And I always tell people, if you're gonna invest in something, invest in what you know. I have a buddy that's in oil. He invests in all these oil companies. He made a fucking killing.
Because he understands the business.
prime fucking COVID, because all that oil shit, right?
Yep.
And so, but now when I trade, believe it or not, I only day trade the S&P 500.
Gotcha.
And so I just look solely at the S&P. And
It keeps a slim view.
it's
of
it's
what's
just a
going on
singular
with it.
view.
Yeah.
Before, I used to filter the market
Yeah.
using scanners to find, hey, what stocks are moving pre-market, which is before the market opens. Because if they're moving already pre-market, they have a pretty good chance, once everyone else knows they can trade, it could ride up. It worked great for a while. But just trading SPY and just trading options, I could ride the wave up and I could ride the wave down.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go either way.
I could go either way, right? I could hit that shit. I could hit her while she's
So
fucking on
option
her
is-
back, or fucking flip her over and I'm
You're
done.
betting against it or betting with it, basically.
Yeah, I'm either buying calls or I'm buying puts.
Don't pass or pass line.
Yeah, I'm either buying calls or puts, and I'm just doing that. And then when I buy the puts, the way that I explain it to someone, you guys follow baseball,
Mm-hmm.
okay? He follows baseball. What do you follow? Football?
Nothing.
Nothing. No sport. Okay, so.
I know the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
All right, so Super Bowl. All right, let's just go Super Bowl, right? There's a beginning season, then there's the regular season, then there's a playoff, then Super Bowl, if you get to this championship. Think of an option contract as someone coming to you spring training or training seat at the beginning of training and saying, hey, this team is going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to sell you the ticket for that team to go to the Super Bowl. Non-refundable. That's a lot of risk because that team may not even fucking make the playoffs.
They could get
Yeah,
hurt.
they get hurt. Anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
So the cost of that ticket, maybe just call it $500, non-refundable ticket to the Super Bowl, right? As the team continues to play, and let's just say they're undefeated game 10 into the season,
You could sell that.
that ticket, do you still think it's worth $550?
No.
Fuck no. That shit is probably maybe a G at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So then you could sell that ticket at that point and make your
Cash
money.
out.
And so you don't even give a fuck if they even go to the Super Bowl. You're just trading on the value of the ticket
Value of the day at that moment.
going up. And so that's all I do. I play calls. I'll buy calls and I'll say, hey, I'm looking for the value to go to here. But all I care about is that the value of the ticket I just purchased increases with time. And if it increases in my favor, I'm going to make my 30, 40, 50, 100%. Sometimes I've made 13,000% in one day
Wow.
because the probability was so low that it would get to that point, and when it did, it took off.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, if it goes down and I bought the ticket that I'm saying, hey, it's going to go down, and it keeps going down, I make money that way. So I get to ride the wave up, I get to ride the wave down, and if, like I said, I could take 2 trades, make $6,000.
One more thing came to mind. GameStop, AMC.
Oh,
Stocks.
we just talked about that.
Things of
Yeah,
these natures.
hodl,
Like,
hodl.
yeah, exactly. Popular culture.
Yep.
Feeding or fueling a market.
Oh, dude.
So did you hit those? Or what do
I
you-
hit those things like it was no tomorrow. Bro. I hit those things like it was no tomorrow. But, you know, I've been trading for a
Because
long
this is
time.
happening. It's gonna happen more. And
It's going to
more,
happen more and
obviously.
more. It's going to happen
Obviously.
fucking way more.
And popular culture now, and memes are controlling
memes,
the price of global
forums,
markets.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you have lazy fucking people.
Yeah.
People don't want to work,
Mhm.
right? They want to be home,
Yeah.
right? And totally valid, right?
Mhm.
People
get
got
it.
a taste of it
Yeah.
through COVID because they're home. They're home with their kids for the first time. They're like, oh my fucking God, this is nice, right? And so, and especially the younger generation now. Like my 13-year-old, I hear some of the fucking way and things that they think now. I'm like, bro, you got a whole lot of life to live, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work like that. But it's become so popular. And when
There's opportunity in that.
when 2020 happened, all these people are home, and a lot of people were bettors, right, or whatever. So they start doing forums, and they start going into the market. They're retail traders,
Mhm.
right? And the average retail trader is illiterate when it comes to actually knowing the market. It's very few and far between where you find a good program, such as mine, right? that can
Stockmarketwolf.
yeah, that can help you out.
Yeah.
But a lot don't know, and so when you have forums and you have influence, right? of people saying, hey, get this stock, they're just going to jump in. And that's what happened with the AMC, GME stuff of all these people were going after these big hedge funds that were shorting GameStop, and then you cause a short squeeze and it just takes off, you know, and then you just fuck the big hedge funds that lose billions of dollars. But that's the power of numbers. And that became popular because there were so many people started to tweet about it. You saw it on the news. It was viral. It was everywhere.
Viral, yeah.
Fucking people that don't even fucking trade or know a thing about stock started talking about shit. Fucking Derek Jeter or whoever, right? Just starts talking about fucking AMC. What the fuck?
Elon.
Right? Elon, right?
All he has to do is tweet about
All
it.
he has to do is tweet about it. Yeah.
And it goes crazy.
And it goes crazy, right? Elon, need to tweet about stock market wolf, bro.
There you go. Hey.
But you know, it that's what happened. But it became popular in 2021. People got fucking kick in the dick because then they realized, hey, it ain't that easy, bro.
Because it can turn around.
It could turn around on you. It's not just closing your eyes and fucking picking a stock and it's gonna take off. Like all of a sudden, all these experts out of fucking nowhere start coming and saying that they know all this stuff, and I'm like, bro, I've been in this shit for 12 fucking years at this point. You don't know a fucking thing.
Well, it's just like crypto.
It's just like crypto, right? Everyone got fucking no KY jelly up the ass, bro. But all it needed was that little bit of spark. And you see it all over Instagram now. There's new waves, there's new type, there's a new thing. And it's funny because the retail traders, a lot of us, and myself included, I like risky trades, but I know what I'm doing. And I want the volatility. And
they want big wins.
I want big wins, right? And so I trade something called ODTE, meaning 0 days to expiration for a contract. And because it's essentially saying, I'm going to buy this now, non-refundable, and it has to work out in my favor, right? But I know how to mitigate risk. Now, hedge funds and stuff and all this didn't do stuff like that. They would maybe buy contracts a couple days out or weeks out. But then they started to pick up on what the retail traders are doing. There's retail traders that make a fucking killing, right? I mean, there's a day that I turned $66,000 into $1.67 million in the span of one day.
In one day.
In one day.
Yeah.
66,000 into 1.67. And so retail traders or hedge funds look at that have fucking billions.
Yeah. And they say, oh, okay.
And then they say, bro, what if I would have put in 100 mil on this shit and made 13,000% return on my 100 mil?
Yeah.
Would have been a great day.
It would have been a fucking phenomenal day, right? And so, and then they start to fuck with the retail traders.
They're basically,
you know? They're battling with everyone. Yeah, but it's become a trading has become this popular thing for a lot of people now because people want freedom, people want to make money, and people want to do it from the luxury of their home. And I think it's a very valuable thing for them to learn because if anything that happened during COVID was people that had to deal with in-person interaction with people lost their job overnight, right? Like barbers or hairstylists or restaurants, right? Some of them went out of business.
A lot of them did.
And so if that wasn't the kick in the dick for you to say, hey, I need to learn a skill, whether that's coding, trading, affiliate marketing, something that I can do online at my own time, you're going to be fucked in the future. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
that's the way I feel.
So back to getting back in the league. Obviously, the day trading, feeling like there's something else that can help.
Absolutely.
It definitely will make it easier as you're pursuing sports still as well, right?
Absolutely. And they have parallels, right? The work ethic. People talk about how difficult day trading is. That doesn't bother me. Niggas in the NFL is less than 1%.
Yeah.
So you're talking about
you've beat the odds already.
Yeah. I grew up in the projects, went to the University of Notre Dame. So people talk about this odds of percentages. It's like anything. We put our work into it, we're going to make it happen. Like this guy, see the time and effort. You hear the stories, but to see it, just to witness it, I'm at his house at 6 a.m. Like when I stay at a hotel, I come knock on the door. He's already up. He's already in the charts. Like to see that work, it's like, man, this is what it takes to make it to the league. This is what it takes to stay in the league. And there was at times when I was in the league that I honestly didn't put that kind of time in. Yeah. So God blessed me with another opportunity to meet this guy and just to have another chance to change my family. And he see the time I put in, the work I put in. It won't like I'll never take anything for granted again.
There you go. What position you play, by the way?
I play DB and I play special teams wherever they need me to play.
There you go.
Y'all better come get me and stop playing.
Yeah. I'm a Notre Dame fan too. That's dope.
Are you, man?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Go
cool.
Irish, baby. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was on
Yeah.
the team that got blown out by Alabama in the national championship.
Oh, wow.
Man.
That was,
it was tough, bro.
Yeah,
It was tough, bro.
but you know, national championship,
fun.
bro.
It was
It's
a fun
hard to
experience.
compete with
It
the
was a fun
SEC boys
Hey,
these
boy,
days.
them boys are different.
Yeah, it's different.
Shout out to
man.
my boys that play the SEC, man.
Yeah, I've just always been a fan of the Fighting Irish, bro.
Love it.
Them gold helmets. I come from,
Beautiful.
I was born in '81, so like the Tim Brown era
Yep.
and all those great like Irish teams.
Absolutely.
So
Air
it's always
Parsees,
just
yeah.
stuck in my mind, even on the West Coast. That
Greatness.
like the
Absolutely.
blue and gold is dope.
Appreciate that, man. For
Um,
Rudy.
What can you, in a layman's term, so to speak, or in a little breakdown of like what day trading is for the people that have heard the term or kind of
Right.
have a basis of it, but don't really understand like what the difference is. Obviously, it's not long-term investing,
Yeah.
and you're making more volume of trades,
Right.
smaller
Right,
things. Go into it a little bit, just so
Yeah.
people kind of get a breakdown of what.
What it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people, it's so funny because through people starting to come in and whatnot, everyone always has the same misconceptions. Number one, day trading is gambling. Number two, I gotta have 50,000 fucking charts and look at all these screens and I gotta be on this shit from in the morning till when it closes, and I gotta do this every day in order to make money. Not even able to take a shit during the day, right? That's what they think. 1,000% wrong. So the way in which it works, and a lot of people think, I need to buy something and hold it over the course of years. And that's what people are taught. Just the same thing with like money. People are taught very little about money. And they don't think that on the
Real
way
money's
down,
made
real money is
in
made
between.
through the intermediate,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And the big money is made through holding, but you got to use the intermediate money to add
Yeah,
and
to the
fund that
big
account. You know what I mean? You got to, and that's how you make the money machine is what I call it. And so day trading, by definition, means I'm going to buy something and sell something within the same day.
Gotcha.
I'm going to buy a share of Apple and sell a share of Apple within the same day.
And for you, this is like 2 hours.
And for me, well, it's a 2-hour window, but sometimes I'm only holding that bitch for 5 minutes. I treat the way to think about, and I tell people, I'm very fucking vulgar in my live stream, bro.
Do it.
That's all
And
good.
so
He gonna do
I tell people, it's like when you're dating a side hoe, bro.
We gotta do it.
Do you want to marry this chick, and she's been around the block, and she's fucked all your friends, or are you just trying to hit it and quit it, bro?
Yeah.
And if you look at at all these stocks, they've been traded by every fucking body. Everybody's been in that ass already. So I look at stocks when I'm trading as hoes. I'm just there to fucking hit it and quit it, make my money, and move on. And maybe tomorrow I'll fuck you again, right? Maybe not, and then move on to the next. And that's how I tell people that's what day trading is. Now, if you find a good one, you're gonna marry that bitch,
Yeah.
right? 100%, but very rare, very, very rare. And you got to get to that. You got to get through all that, the hoes first, right? Get all, like, what's that? Coming back to America, got a Sawyer Royal Oats, right? Sawyer Royal Oats, and then now you're ready for your wife, right?
Yeah.
And so, day trading, I'm buy something, sell something within the same day, and the increment of time will be dependent on how long she's willing to put out.
Gotcha.
And so it could be 5 minutes. It could be a 10-minute trade. It could be a 1-hour trade. But as long as it's following my rules, I stay in and the money keeps coming.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm ready to go, I'm done. I'm out. And now from one trade, I could be done. So like we took a trade yesterday. We were done in the first 15 fucking minutes. I made $5,500. Done. Now, had I stayed and decided to wait a little bit longer, we were eating breakfast. We were eating breakfast, and then we saw another play. Had I taken that trade, I would have made another $5,500, if not probably more, because it was even a bigger move, right? But that's the beauty about trading is I don't care about getting into something at $1 and wanting it to go to 100. I just want to get into something that's at $1 and it go to maybe $1.30. which is 30% return. So if I put in 10K and I make 30% off of 10K, that's $3,000 during that time that I'm in the trade.
It's a good flip.
It's a fucking amazing flip, right? And if I can make instantly, right? And if I can make $3,000 every single day for 252 trading days, that's 750 racks at the end of the year. Okay, and I tell people, if you just put in 1,000 and you made 30%, that's $300. $300 times 252 is 75 racks. There's a lot of Americans and people out there that don't make fucking 75 racks in a year, bro. And you could do this on top of the fucking shit you're already doing. Because we're usually done between 6:30 in the morning. From anywhere between 6:30 to 8:30, we're done.
Case in point that you're still working.
Yeah, case in point.
But
I'm still working.
the
I don't have to. It's extra income.
And they still got you back.
Yeah, it's extra income.
Never met a check you wouldn't cash, huh?
Yeah.
Still working.
I love it. But I could do that too.
Still
That's
working.
cool, though.
Still got time for the kids
admirable.
and trading.
And trading and business and every other thing and going to Mike's and helping Mike,
And
right?
the cool part is like people that do have a single mother, people that have physical or
Some type of disability.
responsibility,
Right.
driven things that limit them from being out in the real world or holding down a 40-hour
could
a
do
week
this, bro.
gig, or that have a 40-hour a week gig that have can move things around to have some spare time and create another source of income that could change their life.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, and I treat my room, so I'm a very hard ass when it comes to like, even with my kids, I'm just very fucking direct. Because I tell them like, rule number one for me, and it's rule number one for life, for trading, for anything I do. Rule number one, don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking pussy.
Scared money don't make money.
Yeah, scared money don't make money. My 13-year-old knows this rule. My 5-year-old knows this rule. This motherfucker said it at school one day because they were talking about rules and shit, and the teacher was asking, what are rules you have at the house? My 5-year-old, he's very open. Like one day he was telling my family while I was at the house, like dad was naked in mom's room the other day, and I'm like, bro, you don't tell that to grandpa and grandma, bro. Like I was mid-beating cheeks, bro. You don't need to say shit. That's how you were made, Reese. But they're asking, what are rules? Because they're learning school rules and raise your hand, all this stuff. They're like, what are rules you have at the house? And he's like, rule number one, my dad says, is don't be a pussy.
I'm sure that went over well.
Bro, that didn't go over so hot,
Did you get a phone call?
Oh, I got a phone call immediately.
That's really solid advice, though.
It's really solid advice. And it's funny because he'll be like, Dad, he's like, my friend John, he's such a pussy, Dad. Because he's always crying and stuff, Dad.
I could see Chance saying some shit like
Yeah,
that.
bro. It's some
Man,
funny
dog.
shit, bro.
But that's that's
yeah, but it's very structured, So
crazy.
So
I think in today's time especially.
Oh, bro.
That rule.
Yeah,
is,
don't even get me started with fucking today's time, bro. Don't even get me started with today's time. But when people join the room, it's very structured. Like I have a zero tolerance for BS. Like if a single mom with 3 kids working multiple jobs could fucking do it, and if my dumb ass could fucking do it, there's really no fucking excuse out there why somebody can't get to where they want to be. Unless like you're disabled and like you can't do anything at all. Totally get it. But if I always say if there's a will, there's a way. And so when people join, the first thing that I say is, I don't give a fuck about the color of your skin. I don't give a fuck about what you did. I don't give a fuck about your social status, your economic status, the whether you're a male or female, whatever the fuck you think you are, right? Trading doesn't care either. The market doesn't give a fuck at all.
Money doesn't see
money doesn't see color or anything, right? And so I'm like, you come in here, you're a wolf. If you're gonna bitch, I have 10 rules. I call them my 10 wolf commandments. If you break any of those rules, which rule number 1 is don't be a pussy. If you break any of those rules, I just kick you out.
Yeah.
I just fucking kick you out. I
Have
have
you
no
kicked
time.
people out?
Oh yeah. I have people people feel entitled to certain things, and it's like, I have this one person, they're like, I'm in the live streams and I've gone through the course and, I'm not making the money I want yet. And I'm like, okay, well, you've gone through the course. How many times did you watch it? I didn't totally finish the course. I maybe did like half of it. And I'm like, well, how long are you in the live streams? Oh, I could only be in for the first half hour. And I'm like, well, what about outside of that? Like, are you reading books? Are you studying? What the fuck are you doing? No, I just, when I get home, I watch TV. I'm like, so what the fuck are you coming to me for? Like, you're your problem. What instead of fucking watching Jersey fucking Shore or whatever you watch, why not learn something? And
we all get the same set of
we
hours.
all get the same set of hours, bro. And it's like people just don't want to do it, and the people that do, they get paid the dividends. They see it, and it may take, the way that I tell people is like, you could read a book on boxing, you could watch videos on boxing, you could get fucking Floyd Mayweather himself to come and teach you for a month all that you need to know about boxing. But if you think the next fucking month you're gonna get in the ring with fucking Mike fucking Tyson and go toe to toe, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out. Of course, 100%, right? Every fucking time, bro. It didn't even last a second, And just like Key, right? Key plays at NFL. It took him years of perfecting the craft to become proficient. Now I try to do my best to help people learn the hurdles of like, hey, we could get through this, and this is how you could go about doing it, and it expedites that learning curve, right? But you have, at the same time, you still got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. But that's how the J trading works, man. We're only on there from 6:30 to 8:30. We make our money, and then the side steps of that is then, hey, I always tell people, we're in this for the short term game. Like, we're making quick money, but we're in this for the long term. Imagine year 5. Imagine year 10. Imagine putting as the portfolio grows, and imagine putting that money now that you're making
in a long term
investment that's now going to compound 5 to 10 years, while this other money you're playing with is also going to compound. And then if you're still working, or you're still added to the pot, that's how you build wealth. Most people, bro, they want to go and snort cocaine or fucking fuck hookers. There ain't nothing wrong with that, right? To them, right? No. But at the same time, like for me, I had to grow up quick. I had a kid young, so I probably would have done some fucking stupid shit if I was younger, right? Or if I didn't have kids. But it put life into perspective for me, and that's why my mind grew at a much quicker rate than when I talk to other 32-year-olds my age. They're not on the same level of thinking. Not even fucking close. Like majority of my friends are like, or people that I associate with are like in their 50s, because they've gone through it already, But that's what it is, man. And I wouldn't sit here and tell you it's always easy. There's losses,
of course,
but you mitigate those losses, and as long as you and it comes down to simple fucking math. If I put in 1,000, I'm only willing to lose maybe 200, 20%, but I'm looking to make 30, or sometimes 40 to 50. So,
but you're capping your loss.
But I'm capping my loss, and if I can keep my losses small, and hit my profit targets, there's been days I've had 2 trades in a row I lose back to back. Today, for example, back to back. I lose fucking back to back. I'm down 10 racks. Fuck, pissed, right? I'm like, Key, fuck that. We're not going to go out to breakfast. We're going to get burritos. Fuck that. We're going to sit and watch comedy and make myself happy today.
We sure did that.
Right? And we sure fucking did that. Then later on, those moves start to show again. I'm up 16 racks. From minus the 10, and then I lose another 3. I end up $3,000 positive today. I don't give a fuck. $3,000 positive. Just mitigating my risk, following my rules, that's still going to lead to $750,000 at the end of the year if I could just keep doing that.
Do you ever break the rules?
Oh, yes, I do, man. That I'm not gonna sit here and lie, and that's the other part of it.
The emotional part
is the emotion. It's just like shooting, right?
Yeah.
And you shoot, right?
Yep.
So with shooting, and it relates easiest to me is when you take somebody that's fucking scared of a gun, right? They're fucking terrified, never shot. They have their own misinterpretation of what it is, just like traders, right? People wanting to learn trading for the first time. You go and you do dry fire exercises, they feel good, and then you start doing some live fire, and then you start to build their confidence, and they start to feel good. But then you start to add stress. Hey, I need you to run, reload, do this, or do some crazy shit. All of a sudden, their level of performance goes all the way at the fucking bottom.
Just bringing out the buzzer.
Just bringing out the buzzer, just bringing out the buzzer alone,
I know I'd be stressed.
It's like a deer in fucking headlights, right? And it's the same thing, and it's just normal human nature, bro. Fear greed and ego. And
Biggest
ego,
downfalls in the business.
biggest downfalls in anything.
In
anything, right? And with the trading aspect, you have, the fear of you don't want to lose money. Scared money don't make no money, right? You have the fear of, hey, you know what? I just don't know if this trade is going to do right for me. Or it's losing and you're fearful that it's going to go up and you're going to miss out on a big run. So then you stay in and it just keeps fucking coming down on you. Or there's the greed aspect where you were up and you think, man, I'm up 500 right now. If I wait just 2 more minutes, that shit's about to hit a G. Let me wait. Next thing you know, it's down to 300. You're like, fuck it. I'm going to wait. I was up 500. Let me get it back to 500. It goes to 500 and you're like, well, now that it's back to 500, I think it's going to go to 1,000. He's laughing. He's laughing because he knows it's fucking true. He knows it's fucking true. So then they wait.
Boy.
Next thing you know, that 500 goes down to 0. And they're like, fuck, I was up. Now I'm back to where I was at. You know what? Let me just wait. Next thing you know, you're down negative 500.
Yeah.
What you were up positive, right? And it's that cycle, bro.
Yeah.
It's that fucking cycle that by the end of the day, that same negative 500, you're gonna go. You say you lose it, motherfuckers out there, and he's laughing because he's done it. Motherfuckers out there go and they're like, you know what? I put in the G on this trade. This next trade, I'm putting in 4 racks.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna try to make my money back quicker, right? Instead of waiting for 10%, I'm gonna wait for 5%. They put in 4 racks. The trade goes up. They're up now positive. And they're like, oh, you know what? It's gonna hit. I'm gonna double it. Next thing you know, they're now down a G on that trade. Plus the 500 they lost on the initial. They're now down 1,500. And then this is what's called tilt. It's like if you're gambling, you can't get out the fucking table, right? Next thing you know, what should have been a $500 positive day now turns into a $5,000 loss day.
Bringing back old stress.
It's fear and greed, and the greed thing is real. And then it's a little bit of an ego thing of like, for me, I'm very competitive, so I hate fucking losing. It is not in my nature. I fucking hate it. And so if I lose, it's like I need to get that bit back, And sometimes it's just like, bro, she's already sucking your dick's friend. She's already sucking your friend's dick, bro.
Let it go.
Let her go.
Yeah.
Just let her go,
Let
bro.
her go.
She ain't even worth it, dog.
Yeah.
She ain't even worth it.
Yeah, chasing is not a
It's
good-
better to leave
it
and just
usually
come
ends
back
with bad
another day.
results.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Sometimes.
I told you guys, bro. I'm fucking vulgar, bro. I'm sorry.
What's long-term goals for somebody such as yourself?
Truthfully, and to be fully transparent.
I'm sure you've surpassed multiple goals at this point already.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, 100%.
But you seem like the type that's a visionary. So what is the?
The dream that I have is just helping more people, and it sucks because when I started posting about the firearm stuff and I started doing that stuff, my engagement
went way down.
Went fucking not even half, bro. It went, prior to that, I only had like 36,000 followers, but every single story I would post, I would get 20,000 views.
Exactly.
And bro, I was fine. And then when I started posting the firearm stuff, or when I started showing things that interest me, it's like, bro, this guy's showing this other shit that interests him that's fucking whack. Like, why can't I post my interests?
It's
Not allowed to.
Not allowed to,
I mean, my business is cannabis, so I have 70,000 followers. What do you think my story views are?
100.
1,500.
Yeah.
Like over a 24-hour period.
Over a 24-hour period, bro.
Well, they used to be crazy when I would just post personal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Or Sandlot stuff.
changed.
Or Sandlot stuff.
Yeah, but even that, like my account's throttled now to where like there's no coming back from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's only gonna show so many people what it wants to show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so
because of my personal interest.
Yeah, because of personal interest. It's like, bro, like we should be able to post whatever the fuck we want. It's our shit. If people don't like it, they can just unfollow it, bro. Just unfollow it.
Click, click.
Yeah, it's that's what the fuck.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Or bitch about it in the comments, or send a DM, or whatever. But let's fuel the fucking
Don't fucking stop me. Like, because there's people interested in this shit.
There's people that want to see this shit.
Yeah. 100%, bro. And so the reach went way down for a long period of time, and it wasn't until recently where it started to come back up through shout outs from Key, or shout outs. We have this guy named Min, and he has, compared to a lot of other people, it's $100,000 100K account, right? And he gets people that come and follow because the real estate and mortgage industry has fucking took a hit, and these people come and follow, and some of them are making more money than they did as mortgage professionals. You know, like 50 racks and sometimes in a week. I'm not even fucking exaggerating. And so that's been great. And Mike's been posting recently lately because all that post goes to helping him. But that's really the only engagement I'm getting now when I post is having other people shouting me out.
Yeah.
And so what my immediate goal would like is, you know, other people get connected with me. And what I do with certain pages is, depending on the person's page size, is I teach people that have decent sized pages privately. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, I'll teach you privately. I'll teach you every fucking thing I know. And in exchange, you shout me out. And for any sign up, engagement back. And any sign up that comes, I'll give you a cut.
Yeah.
And so that person that I do business with, they went twofold. They went through shout outs and they went through one-on-one mentorship that I have people pay over $1,000 an hour just to have a one-on-one 1 hour session with me.
Yeah. Just to see you operate and
just to see me operate or whatever. And that's online. That's online on Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give you, hey bro, I need you to come over to the house real quick. I have some trading questions. I'll be right there. Key, fucking 12 in the morning. I should be in bed or beating cheeks at this point. But I'm on the phone with Key talking about trading.
Or getting busted.
Or getting, you know. So, you know, so that's the level of interaction I let those big pages have. And that's what I'm looking for, is pages that are willing to do something like that. In exchange, they let their people know that are their followers, and their followers gain benefit. So it's like a win-win-win for everyone. You know, the followers benefit because they learn a new skill. The person shouting out gets twofold benefit, and then benefit for me to get customers and help more people. And so that's my goal right now. And then in the future, my goal is just have a couple of what I call HQs, headquarters, one in California, one in New York, and one in Utah. This way in Utah, I could go and shoot guns. And
I was like, what the hell's with Utah?
Yeah, go and shoot guns, and it's beautiful in the snow there during the snow time and the lakes.
We shot Sandlot in Salt Lake City, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
It was supposed to be in the valley here, but we shot it there because it looked like the valley.
Man, it's beautiful. 60s. Yeah, it's a beautiful state, cool, man. And it's a free state.
I shot a couple films there, so
we could be in
people like the Mormon vibe, but like, they mind their business, bro.
Yeah, they mind their business. Yeah. They don't bother me, I don't bother you.
Yeah, bro, it's a very free place. We got a couple minutes left. Let's do that. We're gonna rattle off a couple of like simple questions, and you just give us your feeling vibe to it.
Okay.
So I'll start. I'll do bull or bear market.
Bull or bear market. I'll go bear.
Okay. You feel like there's more opportunity for you in the bear market, huh?
Oh yeah.
You got one for him?
Springfield or Glock?
Glock, baby.
another one.
Sick though. Sick.
We had another guy earlier. Before we're super limited on time here. We got like a minute left, so please tell people where to find you, and then for the mic mic thing as well.
Okay, so stockmarketwolf.com. Now, the one thing, you know, there's so many fake followers out there or fake accounts of mine. It's literally spelled Stock Market Wolf is my IG, and stockmarketwolf.com is where I do business. I don't will trade for you. I don't do crypto. I don't do Bitcoin. I don't send you to some random fucking website. Stock Market Wolf, stockmarketwolf.com. Simple. But 100% of the proceeds are going to helping my very good friends and family, Mike and Lizette Levy, during their time of need. And the discount code, sign up for the lifetime program, is going to be $3,000. But with the discount code KnockoutLights75, you take that $3,000 program down to $750. You get courses that I put together so you can learn. And you get a trade with me live every single day, Monday through Friday. And most people make their money back within 2 to 4 weeks. And as Keith said, some people make it back within the second day. So Thank you guys. No, thank you guys so much
No,
for this,
thanks
man.
for having
I,
us.
honestly, man,
Real.
It
this
was
meant so
great
much
to
me,
meet
bro.
both of you.
This meant so much.
I appreciate, you know, it was a really cool story, bro.
I appreciate it. Man.
You've had a crazy filled life already, and it's we look forward to seeing what comes next.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm probably gonna be
Be signing
coming
up, bro.
online and signing
I got
up
you,
and,
man. I got you both.
Trying to learn as well, because I would love to have that
Yeah, man.
tool in my tool bag, so to speak.
Yeah,
you know?
100%, man.
So,
Yeah,
thanks,
Brian.
guys. I appreciate y'all time.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I'd like to see you back out there on the field
Absolutely,
too.
man.
You
That's the
know,
goal. Like, see,
Let's
we
do
just
it.
had to talk about our plan, how to get back out there. too.
That's right. Yeah.
I like it. Well, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.